let's take another problem. Let's say a specific auditorium has the following setup. There's 15 rows of seats, and the way it works is they kind of fan out. So the front row is kind of smaller, but then they fan out into bigger rows. So let's say it works as follows, okay? So let's say the first row has 10 seats, the next one 12, the next one 14, the next one 16, okay? So let's say there's 15 rows that occur in that pattern. Okay, so let's find the sum of all the seats that are in this seating arrangement. Okay, so A1 is 10, right? And then what I need to do is I need to find A15, right? Okay, so let's generate a formula for the nth term. Okay, so that's going to be A1 plus n minus 1 times D in this case. Our common difference is going to be 2. Okay. So in this case, I'm interested in finding A15, so that's going to be 10, and then N is 15, so it's going to be, let's go ahead and write 14 times 2. Okay, so it's going to be 10 plus 28. Okay, so that's going to be, A15 is going to be 38 seats in that last row. Okay, so now I just want to use the formula. Hopefully you get the formula by this point. So I want to find S15, the sum of all the 15 rows of seats, right? It's going to be the average of the first and last thing in the sequence, okay? So it's going to be 10 plus 38 all over 2. And of course there's 15 things that I'm totaling up, so it's going to be 15 here, okay? So if I go ahead and do that, okay, looks like I get 360 total seats. Okay, so one thing you might notice, which is kind of curious, is maybe you notice that the shape of this, that the seats are going in, is kind of like a trapezoid. Hopefully you see that sort of arrangement. Some of you guys might actually make a connection. So this was like my A1, right? And then my last row was like A sub n, right here. And then like what I'm doing is, kind of like, in some ways, I hope you can see this parallel, and then of course n would be n number of rows. It is something kind of like finding the area of a trapezoid using this formula. So let me write that out. Okay, so like S sub n, A1 plus AN over 2 times n. Of course, you know that the trapezoid formula, right? I would do B1 plus B2 over 2 and then times the height. So anyway, if you see that connection, that's cool. If you don't, that's fine. Hopefully you can figure out the problem.